So if you're going to be writing the essay in just one paragraph, then you're making a mistake. Hey, how do I pass the PTE Write Essay? Hello and welcome back again to my YouTube channel, PTE Write from English Precisely. In today's video, we're going to be talking about. We understand that the PTE Writing has just got two tasks: the PTE Summarized Written Test and the PTE Write Essay. Those are the two tasks. But today, we're going to be focusing on how to pass the PTE Write Essay, which is the second task in the PTE Writing, and it has more marks than the Summarized Written Test. Now, if you're new to my channel, it's good to have you here. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and like this video because it's free. Okay, let's get into it. In today's video, basically, we're going to be focusing on the PTE Write Essay. We understand that the PTE Write Essay will be the most important task in the PTE Writing. Of course, it's going to give you 15 marks only. So if you want to pass the PTE Writing, those two tasks are not the only tasks that can help you pass the PTE Writing. You need to also focus on other tasks from the reading and from the listening. I mean, I've done other videos on how to pass the PTE Writing as a module. Today, we're going to be focusing on how to pass the PTE Write Essay. This is because a lot of people think that it's so difficult to write the essay without a template. We all know that prior to this time, you can actually use a template, just fill in some sentences or some keywords from the topic, and then you're good to go. But because of the interference of human factors, that means that humans now look at your essay and also grade you based on how well you've done. It's not a stroll in the park anymore. So you have to understand how to write an essay, which is not actually difficult. It's just for you to know what to do. All right. So first of all, the PTE Write Essay, you only get 15 marks for the PTE Write Essay. It doesn't matter the kind of essay they make you write. It could be an argumentative essay, it could be problem solution essay, it could be advantage disadvantage essay. Whatever essay is only 15 marks you get. And these 15 marks will come from content, which is 3 marks. That means that you need to focus on the topic at hand. You know, prior to this time, people will just write a lot of stuff as a template and just use it and just feed in keywords. But now, because there are human factors looking at what you've written, your content has to be in par with whatever they have asked you to write on, right? So content is 3 marks. Let's say if they're talking about you writing the maybe discuss the problem or solution to the use of AI in academic, you know, you have to really write something on that. You don't have to start talking about things that are not related to the use of AI in academics, right? So you have 2 marks for form/length, which is between 200 to 300 words. So if you're able to write between 200 words or 300 words, then you get the 2 marks for form or length. Remember, there's a word count at the bottom of the box where you're supposed to type in your response. Then we have grammar, 2 marks. Your essay has to be grammatically right, because if it's not grammatically right, then you can't get that task. Then we have the spelling. It's an English exam, so your spelling has to be correct. That means do not use up the entire 20 minutes to write this essay. You have to use up like 15 minutes, 17 minutes, even 18 minutes. So you can use the remaining 2 minutes to look through what you've written and check if your spellings are correct. Then you have vocabulary, 2 marks. You have to use the right vocabulary. You can't be using the vocabulary for football, for agriculture, if you get what I mean. Yeah. Then you have cohesion. How clear is your essay? Is it making sense? Is it adding up? Is it what they have asked you to write on? Is it clear enough? Have you talked about the advantages? Have you talked about the disadvantages? Have you given your first point or your second point? That's the reasons why you decided to choose that opinion. Have you made it clear? These are the things they look out for. And then the last one I would always talk about is written discourse. Now, other people can say other things about it, but it's actually, I call it written discourse. They want to see how structured your essay is. Now, this takes me to another point, that I would say that they're not asking you for a summary of whatever topic you're being asked to write. It's not a summary. They're actually asking you to write an essay, either to give your opinion about something or to write an advantage or disadvantage, or to discuss problem solution. You get what I mean? That's what they are looking for. So the essay is not a summary. So if you're going to be writing the essay in just one paragraph, then you're making a mistake. Okay, so that's not what they are looking for. Now, the basic structures in which you need to write your essay. Okay, so the first one is your introduction. That is where you introduce the topic. You kind of paraphrase it. Then you either answer the question, maybe say something like, in my opinion, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, and this essay will explain that. So your introduction kind of paraphrases the topic in question, and then you're going to say, you're going to be discussing the following points in the following paragraphs. That's your introduction. So you paraphrase. What do I mean by paraphrase? I'm just trying to say you're going to rewrite the topic in your own words, but they should mean the same thing with the topic, with what they have written. I hope that makes sense. And then the next thing here would be the body paragraph. There should be like at least minimum of 2 body paragraphs in your essay. So that's why I said the essay is not a summary. So if you've done an introduction, the next thing that you'll be asked to do is the body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. Okay, so if you're able to do body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2, you're already making sense. Then the last one is conclusion. At least your essay should have a minimum of 4 paragraphs. Okay, so not just 1 paragraph, because if you're representing your essay only in 1 paragraph, then you'll be losing points in it. So if you're able to do these 4 steps I've written out here, your essay is going to be clear. It's going to be structured, which is what they're also looking out for. So you're supposed to have 4 paragraphs, minimum of 4 paragraphs, which would include the introduction, the body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and your conclusion. I'm not going to be telling you how you're going to write each of the paragraphs, because I've done that video before, and I'll be linking it up in the description below in this video. Now, after that, I also want you to know that during your essay, there should be no abbreviations. Let's say you want to write NFA, or you want to write USA. You don't write it in USA. You have to write United States of America. Okay, you're going to write a National Football whatever association, something, NFA, something like that. Okay, you're not going to write anything in short. Even if you're going to write what like isn't, you're going to write is not. That's the full word. You're not permitted to use abbreviations in your write essay, because your writing skill is what is being assessed. You're not just being assessed for just anything. So you need to show that. You need to show that you're right. You know what you're doing, because it's very important. Another thing I have here is, remember in the IELTS, they will say write at least 150 words. So that means even if you write 180 words, you're still going to get a score for your form or length if they do that in the IELTS. But in the PTE, they are specific. They'll say write between 200 to 300 words. That means if you write less than 200 words, you're going to lose some marks there. And if you write above 300 words, you're also going to lose some marks. Either you're going to get 1, because the maximum score there is 2. So if you're going to be writing anything lower than those 200 or 300 words, you're going to be getting reduced score for your form/length. Okay. Now, another thing I wrote here is no capital letters. That you're not going to be writing in uppercase or in block letters or capital letters. Now, in the IELTS, I understand that you can write all the essay or the letter writing, you can write them in block letters. All right, but in the PTE, you can't even do that. Come on, your writing skills are being assessed. I want to ask you a question. If you're in a working environment, do you write your emails all in block letters? Of course not. If you're writing a letter to someone or a text message to someone, even on your phone, do you write it all in block letters? My answer is as good as yours. No. So that's why, as you're going to be writing this exam, you're not going to be writing everything in block letters, because it's going to take out your points. So by way of conclusion, I've just told you that the PTE essay, you scored 15 marks, and I was able to show you how you get that 15 marks. I also told you the basic structure for an essay. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have more than 4 paragraphs. Of course you can. You can have 5 paragraphs, you can have 6 paragraphs, but at least, that's why I said at least, you should have a minimum of 4 paragraphs, which will consist of the introduction, body paragraph 1 and 2, and your conclusion. I said that the essay is not a summary. You need to really write something. And I also did say no abbreviations, no uppercase, no writing the essay in uppercase and other. I know there are many other points, but these are the most relevant points I am touching base with today. So if you really like this video, share with someone that will be writing the Pearson test of English. And remember, if you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe to my channel because it's free. Remember to like, give this video a thumbs up, and above all, you can ask me questions as much as you want, and I'm surely going to get back to you by responding. If you want a one-on-one class, hit me up. This is my number on the screen, and you can check out other scores from other students I have taught on our Instagram page at English_prep class. You will see some other content I've done there. Now I'll see you in my next video. Stay connected. Bye.